100 block of North Lincoln Avenue. Law enforcement then used chemical munitions to stop the suspect and get them into custody. The individual was taken to Mary Lanning Healthcare for medical clearance before taken back to police custody. Since the suspect is a juvenile, no names will be released at this time. According to HPD, no significant injuries were reported. The Hastings Police Department and the Adams County Attorney's Office have requested the Nebraska State Patrol complete an investigation of this incident. Hastings Police were helped by the Hastings Fire and Rescue, Adams County Sheriff's Office, and the Nebraska State Patrol and the Hastings Street Department. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The Cleveland Browns beat Pittsburgh Thursday night 24-19 in the snow and wind. Temperature in the low 30s. Nick Chubb with 2 short touchdown runs, including the game winner with about a minute left. Pittsburgh had back-to-back touchdowns in the fourth for the lead, but got stopped on 4th and short twice earlier in the game. 5-star quarterback recruit Bryce Underwood committed to the University of Michigan, flipping from LSU. He's from Belleville, Michigan. In the American League MVP voting, it was unanimous for the Yankee slugger Aaron Judge. Finishing second was Kansas City's Bobby Witt Jr. It was unanimous in the NL tally as well. The MVP is Dodgers DH Shohei Ohtani. The Mets' Francisco Lindor finished second. The NBA late game went to Orlando, ending the Lakers' 6-game winning streak, 119-118. Franz Wagner with 37 points, 11 assists, and the game-winning 3-point try. Charlotte, in overtime, edged Detroit.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Mainly sunny skies today with daytime highs approaching 54. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lows level off around 24. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A blend of clouds and sun. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 54. A mix of clouds and sunshine and dry. Sunday and Monday, upper 40s. Sunday, upper 30s by Monday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
8:06. Let's go outside with Happy Jack and see what's happening out there. What's it feel like, Jack?
19 degrees outside, but it's not too bad for being 19. Partly sunny skies. There's just those wispy little clouds in the sky. Light and variable winds. Very, very light breeze. Barometric pressure at 3016. Humidity at 85%. No rain in the last 24 hours. The precipitation for this month will stay 1 inch and 38 hundredths. High yesterday 51. Overnight low was 19. Sunrise today was at 7:34. Sunset today at 5:14. With that, Happy Jack Simpson. Wish you an amazing weekend. Back to you, Dave.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situations change? Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you.
We'll create a personalized financial strategy backed by our advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we'll partner to help your strategy stay on track, no matter what happens. Contact us today at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Now 8:08. Brent and Dave with you here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Again, want to let you know we will have Adams Land and Cattle on the show today. I'm hoping you've heard by now the good news that they are investing money and time and effort into improvements, technology and scientific improvements out at the South Lot. So we'll learn more about that this morning. Looks like we have our next guest waiting at the door. We'll take a time out and get them right in here.
Thanks for starting your day with us.
It's gonna be a good day.
Every morning. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
Just like technology and all of this talk about AI, the world of construction and home design is always evolving too. At Ansley Lumber and Supply, they are committed to having the very latest in materials as well as the tools you need to tackle the job. Wanting to get in on the barn dominium craze? Well, Ansley Lumber and Supply has everything from the plans and framing to the windows, insulation, and shingle material you need. If your project is a little smaller than building a new home, they have what you need for those too. Ansley Lumber and Supply. Visit them on Main Street, in Ansley.
Are you afraid of falling? Team Physical Therapy can help. 872-5111. Good balance is essential for a healthy, active life. Team Physical Therapy is here to help you stay healthy, improve your balance, and keep you active. 872-5111. Our highly trained physical therapist will design a personalized plan for you to help you improve your stability, decrease risk of falling, and get you back to doing what you love. Don't let that balance issue keep you at home, or if it does, we can come to you. Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111.
Poinsettia time is almost here, which means now is the time to order yours with The Secret Garden. Proceeds go to the Anselmo Myrna PTO. Head to The Secret Garden and tackle your Christmas shopping. Amaryllis bulbs have arrived along with new winter decor. They are open every Friday 11:30 to 4:30 and every Saturday 8:30 to 4:30. Proverbs 13 verse 20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble." The Secret Garden, 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
10 past the hour of 8 o'clock. Casey is here from Mid-Plains Community College. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning.
It's good to have you back in.
Thank you.
You were gone last week. What were you up to?
I was gone on a little personal trip.
Oh.
We went to a concert last Friday.
And you told us when you left the time before who you were going to see. Who was it?
We went to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we saw Little Big Town and Sugar Land.
Those are like, what, 80s country, Brent? Or
Oh no, more current than that. Probably in the 2000s.
Well, sure.
Is
Little
when,
Big Town
yeah.
is celebrating their 25-year anniversary.
25.
Which makes it
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah.
See, here we go again with this time passes thing. I'll go, yeah, 20 years ago, or
The
let's go
80s,
back. Yeah,
right?
95. That wasn't that long ago. My apologies.
Yes. No, I will say both were great. Sugarland was incredible.
Really?
Yes, they were very, very good.
Are they gonna? Or did they talk about releasing new stuff?
They didn't really talk about it, and they didn't really sing anything new. It was all their old stuff.
Yeah,
but that was
which is fine.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear them do some new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good time. And then the opener was, now I can't think of their name, but they were really good.
Yeah, that always is nice when you get a little treat before the main act.
Yes, yeah.
Well, good.
So
Good.
it was a good time, but we sure missed being here on the radio.
Well, we missed you. Now we've got you back so we can catch up.
Yes.
Lots of things going on.
Yes, there is. So first I want to talk about the holiday next week.
Okay.
We have classes regularly scheduled on Monday and Tuesday. Our campuses are open on Wednesday, but we don't have class on Wednesday unless it's a specially arranged situation. We do have one of those, but they all know their assignment. But we are open on Wednesday. We will likely close early. All campuses will close at 3 o'clock on Wednesday, the day before the holiday. We could possibly close a little earlier than that, just for some vacation time that's coming up. But then we're also closed, obviously, Thursday and
Sure.
Friday, and we'll be back the following Monday. And then it's a mad rush to finals week. So
Finals coming up quick.
yes, very, very quickly. So, and then we all know the break between Thanksgiving and Christmas just flies by. So we have a week, and then we have finals week, and then we are actually open for the next week in December, just with no class, but we are there. So it's a very busy time, but we wouldn't change it for the world. So
A lot of us still are on the fiscal year, the end of December, going into the first of the year, and we're kind of on that clock. But the Mid-Plains, their schedule for like spring, summer, and fall, it's a little bit different as far as getting in and getting your name in for whatever you want to do ahead of time, because it kind of comes at, to me, a kind of a different schedule.
yeah, we always call it the spring semester, and then we started the coldest month of the year, which is always funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So students get, they'll go through finals week, the second week in December. And then we actually have a period of time in between there and when our spring classes start January 13th, that we call winterim. And we actually have classes during that period of time. It's about 1 month. It's actually 1 month exactly. And you can take a class. You can take more than one class, although I don't recommend that too often. But you can get an entire 3 credit hour class in that month. Now, you have to understand, if you have travel plans, if you're taking a ski trip, if you're going to see great Aunt Edna up in Idaho, this is probably not the time for you to take a winterim class, because it really is a 16-week class boiled down to 4 weeks. So you're not going to do anything less. You're just going to do it in a different way and in a different time frame. But if you are a student who's home for the holidays and don't really have any major plans and would like to get an extra 3 credit hours in there, it's a really nice way to do that. So keep winterim in mind. If you're a full-time student, that counts towards your fall semester credits. So if you were, for financial aid purposes, things like that, if you were looking to add another class, that would count towards your fall credits. It starts during the fall semester and then ends in the spring semester, or just before. But it's a great time to get that extra class in there, and we love to see it. So,
okay.
Another thing that I want to mention is normally we schedule, we've talked about this several times, a CPR class once a month, and we typically do the last Friday of the month. With Thanksgiving next week, we would have scheduled that CPR class for today. However, we have decided to cancel our November and December CPR classes that we host regularly on the campus. We had some personnel changes over in North Platte with some folks in the EMS department, and it just became kind of a little bit cumbersome to get those scheduled and get the instructor lined up. So we decided we didn't have many people registered at this point in time, and a lot of times around the holidays, it's a little harder to get time off and things like that. So our next scheduled CPR class will be in January, as regularly scheduled the last Friday in January. So if you were planning on CPR, you can give us a call. We do have a couple of opportunities that if you need to get it in before the end of the year, we can work with you on that. But our regularly scheduled CPR class will be in January.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What about us folks who want to take some classes to learn how to maybe repair our lawnmower or paint or, do some things like that?
Have you ever thought about driving a truck?
Well, I used to drive a truck, but I don't have a CDL anymore, so.
Well, lucky for you, there is a place where you could get a CDL right here in Broken Bow. We have offered our CDL class here once before, and we're looking to schedule another CDL class. Too many letters, alphabet soup, right? But what we would like to do is we are going to have an informational meeting on what the CDL class entails, what the cost is, the requirements and everything. And we're going to have a little sit-down informational meeting over a lunch hour on Wednesday, December 4th. And that will be at noon out at the campus. We're going to feed you lunch if you decide to come in. Jeff Smeltzer is going to be here that day, and he's going to talk about CDL and what it takes to sign up for that class. It is a bit of a process. You're really committing to a 5-week course. 2 weeks in the classroom, and then the drive time that you need after that. So Jeff is going to be here really just to answer questions, talk to people about what their options would be and how they would get signed up for that. And again, that's going to be on Wednesday, December 4th at noon. We'd like you to RSVP by December 3rd, the day before, so we know how many sandwiches to bring in. But if you would like to come and listen to a presentation about what it's like to get your CDL license, that would be the day to do it. Wednesday, December 4th at noon.
All right, Casey, and if there's business people listening out there who would like to have more drivers and would like to send some of their employees, you could possibly transition into getting a CDL, that would also be a great opportunity, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. We have a lot of businesses. Pam's been busy calling different businesses that we identified as someone who might benefit from having an employee with a CDL. And that doesn't necessarily mean, that you're going to get in a big cattle truck and start hauling cattle around or start hauling corn around. But there's a lot of vehicles out there nowadays that you might need a CDL to drive. Right. So if a business has been thinking about asking an employee to get a CDL, this is a good opportunity to invest in that employee and sponsor their training. The class will likely be scheduled in early spring, meaning, well, I say spring again, but meaning February, likely around there sometime. It's really dependent on staffing. It's very, very difficult to spread out. We really only have 2 CDL instructors, 3 sometimes, and they're very, very busy. They have class every single day, and so finding time that they can squeeze in another location can sometimes be kind of challenging. So we have to schedule that quite a ways out. But we feel like February would be a good time, kind of that lull in, before calving starts, and people are kind of sitting around waiting for spring to spring. So
okay, great opportunity. Now, do I remember the instructors sometimes also teach motorcycle safety and all of that sort of thing. So they're not always just doing that. So they have other jobs to do as well. Did they acquire a simulator of some sort for that, as I remember?
Yes, we did, and it is cool. I've gotten to use it.
Have you really?
Yeah. They let me go in there. I didn't even wreck the truck, so
good.
Yeah, but the good news is, in a simulator, if you did wreck the truck, it's lesson learned, and you get better for next time. So they have said that it has already helped cut down on the amount of transmission work that they've had to do in the actual truck, and they haven't had to replace as many brakes since they got the simulator. So that's all good news. Students they can be hard on vehicles, and that was definitely the biggest expense when it comes to CDL class is the repairs that have to be done to the actual semi. So being able to put students in a simulator, and I'm telling you, I've been in a real truck before, and you get in that simulator and the seat is shaking like a truck really does, and the noise, and
really,
it's very, very realistic. So
it would be fun to try it out, wouldn't it, Brad?
You just may have the opportunity at some point, because they would like to get it out on the road. So first opportunity, I'm going to snag it for coming over to Broken Bow.
That'd be great. And as you say, if you back into the front of a car with a trailer simulated, it's not nearly as embarrassing or damaging.
Yes, absolutely. When I was driving it, they were trying to throw everything they could at me. So they were putting like pedestrians crossing the interstate and deer and yeah, it was an adventure. So yeah.
Well, it's a great way to prepare before they get into the actual truck. So that's part of it now, and which is a great addition.
Yep, absolutely. So we've got a lot of things going on, but a lot of wrapping up to do to this semester. I've been at Broken Bow schools the last couple of days getting students registered. I think we're going to do a little bit of open house time at the campus. Be watching our Facebook page for an announcement on that, just so that parents and students can come in and sit down and register. Sometimes when you just go up to the school, it's just so hard to find time, just time. And you just always feel a little bit rushed. So I think we're going to do that maybe in the next couple of weeks. So be watching our Facebook page for an announcement there. And if you are a parent and your student is planning to take classes in the spring semester, ask them if they have talked to me, or if they've turned in a form, or if they've registered online, and make sure that they have gone through that process. And also don't forget that the foundation scholarships that are offered for Broken Bow High School students for their dual credit classes must be applied for every semester. So if you received a class of 59 or a Don Davis scholarship this fall, you will need to apply for that in the spring. So don't forget to do that step.
Okay. Thanks, Casey.
Thank you.
Mid-Plains Community College, lots of things going on, lots of wrapping up, lots of things in the future. It will be 2025 before we know it.
It's going to be here.
Thanks again for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll take a time out with these words.
Need fence Central Nebraska? Rapid Fence has your back. They pride themselves on quality, specializing in high tensile and barbed wire applications. They can also remove fence, clean up fence lines, and help with feedlot and corral fencing. If your fence suffered due to an unfortunate wildfire, go with Rapid Fence. Call 308-223-1320. That's 223-1320 for Rapid Fence. Or find them on Facebook by searching Rapid Fence.
Your friends at Gateway Motors, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram are thankful for all their wonderful customers. They invite you in each Monday through Friday this month to register for daily drawings for a frozen turkey voucher to Grocery Cart. Don't forget, Quick Lube is now available. No appointment necessary. Plus, they are the only Nebraska dealer offering forever warranty on vehicles under 100,000 miles at no cost to you. Happy November from Gateway Motors in Broken Bow.
The World Wide Web is more than 40 years old. In those 40 years, it has grown while the devices we access it on have shrunk to fit in our pocket. At Nebraska State Bank, we know that brings both opportunity and challenges to our customers. That's why we're here to help. Check out our convenient online and mobile banking options at nesb.bank or visit one of our locations in Broken Bow, Callaway, or Myrna for help getting started. Easy to use and, most importantly, a secure way to manage your money. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
Customers, and our communities. Since 1891, we have taken great pride in what we do, and we are passionate about helping our customers to build, grow, and thrive, and we will continue to do so in the future. We know we have a lot to be thankful for, and we hope you do as well. We wish you a very happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays. Burning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
It's fall in central Nebraska. That means our customers are finishing up harvest and preparing for the next season, which just happens to include hunting season. Hop on Agland ATV's website and check out all the new Polaris machines with sharp colors and models that you will love, including the Ranger Cruise that would be perfect for hauling the hunting crew. Many units have great rebates and are priced to move. Agland ATV is fully stocked with all of the accessories that you need to keep warm with the changing season. Come see us at Agland ATV in Broken Bow.
Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive.
It's 8:30. You're watching and listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on this Friday edition. We're excited to bring you our next guest. I'm going to turn things over to Jeremy Shipe because he's been working on this story for quite a long time along with other media. We talked about it yesterday on the Breakfast Show, and we got exciting things to talk about here today, Jeremy, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, Abram Babcock is here from Adams Land and Cattle. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to be talking about kind of a two-part project you've got going on at Adams Land and Cattle. Hopefully you folks out there listening have read the story on sandhillsexpress.com. But even if you have or haven't, I think Abram's going to kind of jump into some things today and explain a humongous project. Is humongous the adjective I should be using here?
That's a good way to describe it. I think it's very large.
It's a big one. It's a two-part project. I'll just kind of let you jump into things. You've given, how many times have you given this presentation you did at the supervisors and to us? And
yeah, I've talked about it a few times. So, yeah.
So I'll just let you hop into it, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, so the first part of the project, we've been looking at a product called roller compacted concrete for several years. It's a product that allows a surface within the feed yard to essentially eliminate mud in wet conditions, which is one of the challenges with feeding cattle in Nebraska, as opposed to when you go to the southern plains when you have a more drier, arid environment. So we've done a lot of internal research. There's been a lot of external research, and we feel like roller compacted concrete is kind of the way of the future for at least us from a cattle feeding operation. So with that, last year we did a project that's about 1.5 million square feet. We have about 12,000 head on RCC today. So we've continued to study that product over the last year and just have become more and more convinced that it is the future. So one of the things with roller compacted concrete then is it's beneficial to the cattle, right? Because they have a really dry, clean environment to grow in for 365 days a year. You're not, cleaning out wet pen conditions, those type of things. The other thing that it does is it significantly reduces dust and odor because really what creates dust on a feed yard is the dirt. Manure itself, there is no dust with it. So, a lot of benefits really when you step back on RCC from our business. I think a community perspective, really no negatives to RCC. But when we decided to move forward with RCC, one of the things that it allows the opportunity for is anaerobic digestion. So anaerobic digestion is basically taking manure and harvesting the volatile solids that the cattle didn't process, as their food was going through their digestive system. And this is a really common practice in dairies. I don't know of a dairy the last 10 years that's been built that hasn't had an anaerobic digester. But the challenge in a traditional feedlot setting is when we take manure out of a pen, 50 to 60% of it's dirt. And an anaerobic digester is kind of the best analogy I've heard is it's kind of another rumen, right? You put it in there. It's a living, breathing organism, and its job is to process the volatile solids and then create gas. And that gas is renewable it's methane that's then cleaned and converted to renewable natural gas that can be used just like any other renewable natural gas that you use in your home or business. So really the RCC allows us to look and really contemplate the validity of an anaerobic digester in a feedlot, because you're never exposing the manure to dirt. So we've been working to put a deal together and find a partner for an anaerobic digester. We signed an agreement in September to move forward with that process. So really where we're at is both parties are moving forward. We're finalizing the financing side of that deal. And if that comes to fruition here in the next few weeks, construction of both the roller compacted concrete on the feed yard and the anaerobic digester would probably start early summer of 2025. So once we get things kind of solidified here, it'll move pretty quick. And that will be, a 2.5 year project right in that range.
And a lot of things going to happen in that 2.5 years. When you gave us the presentation on the media side, you talked about how this is basically an entire underground and up project. You're essentially kind of, in a lot of ways, starting over on redesigning the South Lot, right?
You are. I mean, and that's one thing, right? The South Lot's been there for several years now. There's some aging infrastructure, from an underground perspective, from the bunks, bunk pads, those type of things. So when we do this, we'll do quite a bit of dirt work, because in a concrete pin you want a flatter surface than traditional dirt pins. So you want 1.5 to 3% slope. So we will go in there kind of in phases. We will tear out the current infrastructure, including the underground infrastructure. We'll replace all the water lines, drainage lines, do the dirt work, pour the concrete, pour the bunks, and put new fences in. So essentially the South Lot, other than the project we did last year, will be the pin surfaces will be rebuilt in a 2-year period.
Wow. It's amazing. It's kind of wild.
Yep. How about talk a little bit about the size of the pins? I know you're going to change that as well, and the effect that will have.
Yeah. So when we've had the opportunity to kind of redesign and start over on a yard, we spent a lot of time, working through how do we go and build and design the most efficient kind of state-of-the-art yard. So one things that we have is, as we process and sort cattle, which is kind of unique to Adams, one of the things is you're sorting cattle into pins. You need to keep your pins full, otherwise you run under capacity. So we've taken the time to really design pins that are 3 different sizes. They're all divisible of one another, so we can really, from an effective and efficient way, utilize the pin size in that regard. The other thing that concrete allows you to do, typically in Nebraska, the northern plains, you have about 250 square feet per head. With concrete in the surface that it allows you, kind of like a confinement barn where they feed cattle in northwest Iowa. You can put more cattle in the same area. So concrete pins, you're more 125 square feet per head.
Wow. And I think, at the very core of all this, a lot of the community concern is the dust and the smell. Yep. And I thought the interesting part of your presentation was us as humans, we think, smell comes from manure. Well, it's a result of the dust carrying that smell.
It is. I mean, really, it's the challenges that we have with dust or odor, those type of things. It's really the combination of dirt and manure. So if you eliminate the dirt, you eliminate a lot of the dust and the odor that comes along with it.
I think the other interesting part was how it's got to be exciting for Adams Land and Cattle with this project, obviously, because of the end result and, seeing it all come together. But kind of probably feels like between the sprinkler system and everything else you've been doing to try to control the dust up to this point, probably feels exciting to maybe not feel like you're fighting to keep your head above water. That part you mentioned in the presentation about sprinkler maintenance was wild to me.
Yeah, we do a lot of things and invested a lot of time and money in how do we mitigate dust. The sprinkler system, we run water trucks, we do a lot of things out there. But one of the things that I saw this fall, this fall I think was the driest fall that I've seen in my 14 and a half years in Broken Bow. Right, we didn't have rain for I don't know how many days, and it was a challenge to mitigate the dust at the feed yard. But one of the opportunities that gave us is to really step back and assess what do concrete pins do for the dust. And it's pretty amazing when you go out there. And typically, the dust, it's really kind of dusk time, right? The cattle, they get real active before the sun goes down, and they're moving around in the pin surface. And when there's no moisture, you just, they essentially create dust. But it gave us some opportunities this fall to really assess that and prove out that the concrete pins, that there's dust over the rest of the yard, but there is no dust, kind of floating over those concrete pins as the cattle become active.
Jump a little bit deeper into the process of actually putting the concrete down, if you would. For people that are familiar with traditional concrete, this stuff is made out of the same materials, but it's laid down and put out at, what was it you said, 80,000 square feet?
You can do about 80,000 square feet a day. The biggest difference is it's about 8% moisture, where traditional concrete's traditional concrete's 30. So it's a lot drier product. What that allows you to do is there's not a lot of in traditional concrete where you have people out there floating it and kind of forming it up, those type of things. Really, all you do with RCC is the concrete plant comes to the yard. To your point, it's concrete, it's cement powder, and it's aggregate, just like traditional concrete. So you're mixing it on a kind of a continuous flow site at the feed yard, and then you take the product either with side dumps, dump trucks, whatever it may be, to the where the pin's at. They dump that product out. You have a high-speed dozer that has GPS that kind of pushes the concrete out. And then you, much like asphalt, you have a compactor that comes behind it. And basically they lay it out, GPS at 7 inches. They compact it down to 6 inches. And it's a pretty, mechanized type of way to put concrete down. And it's the same strength as regular concrete. Probably the biggest difference is it doesn't have a real pretty finish. It's probably a little rougher, looks more unfinished, but at the end of the day, it's a pin surface. It doesn't need to look pretty.
Talk a little bit more about, you mentioned the renewable natural gas side of things. Yep. Talk about the other benefits of anaerobic digestion and kind of what comes out on the other end and kind of what that looks like. We mentioned in the story a few trucks a day transporting that gas because you can't put it straight into the line. Yep. It just can't handle the amount that'll be produced, right?
Yeah. So coming out of the anaerobic digester, you have the renewable natural gas, and then you have the byproducts of the process. And so you have the renewable natural gas. To your point, Jeremy, the pipeline here isn't big enough to take the production that we'll have. So that'll be hauled down by Lexington. They'll have a site where they can put that into the pipeline. And then the other side of it, we're putting manure. We're processing manure and creating gas. With that, all the nutrients, and I'll talk, the two big ones that we would have in manure would be nitrogen and phosphorus. Every nutrient that goes into a digester comes out of a digester. But what this gives us a pretty unique opportunity to do is we can take that, we can set up a solid separation process, and start to separate out those nutrients, and really create a more value added product for our farm ground and our customers' farm ground, where we can kind of repartition the nitrogen and the phosphorus components. The other piece of that is the first process. You get you take all the fiber out of the product, and what dairies have done is a lot of the dairies that have put digesters in, historically they bed with sand in their barns. They've converted over to that product to bed with, and we actually did a big trial this summer where we got quite a few loads of that product out of eastern Wyoming, and did a trial, and it's actually a really, really good bedding product for the cattle. So we're really excited about that, because on the concrete pins today, we bed we start in November, we stop bedding them in March, and we do that with corn stalks today.
And you talked in the presentation about how you can kind of use some of the same processes on forming and shaping that inside of the pens as you do traditionally now as well. It really works well, and it results in no manure trucks coming off of it, because it all stays right there on the lot. Yeah, it's all processed and recycled right there on the lot. So to really from that perspective, you don't have manure leaving the feedlot. It's the manure is hauled from the pens to the digester, processed on site. Okay,
Abram, how long do you take before you move that manure? Is it like 30 day max?
Yeah, good question. So actually they've done a lot of studies over the last year, and so part of the we're after the volatile solids that are in the manure. So most would think after a exposure to heat and sun and those type of things that start to break down. They've actually done studies where they demonstrate out to 60 days.
Oh, really?
And they didn't go further than 60 days. There wasn't a lot of degradation. When you kind of work through our process, what that'll look like, you'll be more like 15 to 30 days as you continuously just kind of move through the yard, maintain the pins, and then move the manure to the digester.
Backing up just a little bit too, I was real interested in presentation when you talked about, during hot summer months, how you plan to cool those cattle, with your water bunks, I guess is a.
Oh yeah, how we kind of mitigate water or heat risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, today, what we'll do is we'll actually, our feed's fairly wet with wet distillers, so we dam up the ends of the bunks the biggest thing on heat event with cattle is they start to congregate around water sources. So the more water sources you have, the better off you are because you're spreading the cattle out. In the concrete pens, actually, what we've done is we've added 4 access points to water, and that's really helped us spread cattle out. And actually, this summer in those concrete pens, we didn't have any heat type events and didn't ever have to water the bunks either. So we'll, there's things like that we've learned over the last year that's pretty exciting that we can implement into the design of the new feed yard.
Cool. Yep. We're excited about the dust and all of that side of it for the community and ourselves, but the health benefits for the cattle seem very substantial as well.
Yeah, the concrete itself is just a really good surface. For cattle, all of the data that we would have both internally and externally would support that. You have less, hoof issues, less leg issues, less, kind of total pull and treatments of cattle. So yeah, it's a lot of people think, well, the cattle are going to be on concrete. Maybe that's not good for their hooves. But at the end of the day, the way you kind of manage it, typically it never looks like bare concrete. Honestly, if you go out there today, the concrete pens look like a hard packed dirt pen. There's not a lot of difference in them, other than we would have we started bedding them last week, so there would be a corn stalk mound going down the middle of the pen.
Any questions over there, Brent, in the corner?
No, I'm just soaking in the information. So actually, one of the questions I had, you've already answered. So,
okay.
Because that was my question about the health of the cattle being on the concrete and things. So that makes great sense. Yeah,
it's really exciting to hear all of this, and I know that there's so much more we could talk about. I mean, Jeremy wrote the story, and he had to spend hours trying to pare down all the information. That was the hard part, I think, Jeremy.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces here, but I think the big thing is, no matter what way you slice it, it benefits the community and the cattle as well, and I think that's the big two main things, right?
Yeah, you bet. That are the two big main things. So.
Okay.
I guess I would have a quick question, and you've kind of touched on it already, but how lengthy has this process been for Adams Land and Cattle to, number one, to start with just the idea of maybe implementing this, and then the process of trying to get it to come to reality?
Yeah, we really started contemplating the concept of RCC probably back in 2019. And then we were able, there was a big project, it started in Canada, became fairly common. So they were kind of early adopters over the last 10 years. I think 2019 or early 2020, there was a big project up in the Pacific Northwest that was done that we know the cattle feeder up there. So actually we have been up there several times, learning from them, seeing what they did. So after that kind of initial kind of exploration and seeing what people were doing, like I said, in 2020, we did our first trial where we have logistics pins out at the yard today that are concrete. So for about a year and a half, we converted those over to pins to study concrete in. So we'd randomize cattle to a dirt pen and then to a concrete pen. So really, yeah, 5 years, 6 years, Brent. And then the concept of moving forward to the entire South lot. We really, that, in the conversations with the development company on the digester, those really started about a year ago. And so that's what a few of us have been spending most of our time on the last year is this project. So
now you're on the home stretch.
We're hopefully on the home stretch.
Hopefully,
yes.
yeah. And of course, it might be worth stressing again. You've done it in other presentations. There's in the paper today, yesterday. But this is the partnership. The digester you will not own. That's all. You basically provide the manure and haul away the byproducts, right?
That's exactly right. So we will not own or operate the digester. There's people that do this every day that are really, really good at it. So the key is, finding a good partner that's really what they do. So yeah, our job will be getting the manure to the digester, and then taking the products coming out of the digester is where that stops.
And can you talk a little bit too about, because you'll have the cemented pens and all of the benefits we've talked about today, people might, and you'll be able to increase the number of head per square foot.
Yep.
But you're talking about a 5% increase in trucking in and out because of maybe you're going to
yeah. So the cattle truck side. So yeah, I mean, we'll be able to increase the head count of the feed yard. But when you really look at the total traffic of trucks going in and out, the turnover rate of the yard will slow down, right? Because we're not planning on growing our entire business. So our total head that we own as a company won't change. And today, half of our cattle sit in our back riding network, half of our cattle sit in our finish lots. So the turnover rate at the South lot will slow down. So at the end of the day, because of kind of the net, how the math works of the slowing the turnover rate down, you'll be bringing lighter cattle on average in. It's only a net increase of cattle truck traffic of about 5%. Mm-hmm. And on the truck traffic related to the manure, it's actually less than what we would be today.
Yeah, that's a good one to note, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, because people, we love having the trucks come through and stop and have dinner, but you don't want to over have too much traffic.
That's
so
right.
It won't change that much.
It won't change that much. I don't think you'll actually be able to see a difference there, really.
Okay.
Great.
Wow.
Lots of info.
Yeah. I think there's plenty of. You've done a great job. And by the way, on behalf of Custer County Broadcasting, we appreciate you keeping us informed ahead of time and kind of in the loop here, and coordinating with all the other medias of kind of releasing this at the same time. We appreciate that. That doesn't always happen, by the way. So
we appreciate all everybody does, and help getting the word out there. I think we're extremely excited about it for our business, for the community. Our commitment to sustainability. I think this is going to be specifically, like I said, in the Northern Plains, more and more common way to feed cattle, or surface to feed cattle on, and it really sets us up, I think, for the next 25 years.
Yep.
So
we also didn't touch on it. Maybe we should. The amount of corn you're going to need, because that's going to be increased dramatically. That's going to be good for our farmers.
Yeah, we'll have more cattle at the South lot, so there will be more needs from a corn perspective as well.
Yeah. All right, and some byproducts that you won't be able to use that they might.
That they can leverage and find value in, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Do you think we covered everything?
I think we covered everything. As we progress here, though, we'll continue to keep everybody up to speed, and that way everybody can kind of know what's going on and where we're at and the progression of the project. But it'll be an exciting couple years. So really looking forward to getting the financing piece moving forward, so we can really start going on the project.
Okay. And of course, we always enjoy working with Liz with the public relations and the media communication. She's great at that.
Well, yeah, she loves working with you guys, and she was she almost came out here today, but she finally said, "I think you could do it on your own." So.
My last question would be then, if we are through with this particular story, which is, in my opinion, one of the best and huge stories in a long, long time. Are you going to be able to have time, Abram, to do the 4-H with the kids this summer?
Oh yeah, we already got the steers, so they've got the steers bought. And yeah, they're feeding the steers, working with the steers, and I think they're both going to show pigs this year. So
Okay.
we'll have more pigs than we did last year. So yeah, they are fully into the 4-H thing. And Reagan has actually started. She likes judging, so she's starting to get
cool.
Getting into that too. So yeah, they're excited about the 4-H, and we have a great 4-H program here, a great county fair, and yeah, just really exciting time.
Well, I have to say I'm impressed. I would expect that you would do well in the cattle side, just because of, you're president of Adams Land and Cattle, for crying out loud. But to do so well with pigs the first time around, I mean, that just kind of blew me away.
Hey, the kids do it all. I just step back. So.
Fantastic. Any other questions, guys?
I don't think so.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Come
Thanks,
back and
Abram.
see us
You bet.
anytime.
Thank you, guys.
All right. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. We appreciate that each and every day. We'll take a quick time out.
Varney Pharmacy in Broken Bow is hosting several flu shot clinics in the upcoming weeks. No appointment is necessary. Bring your insurance card if you have one. Clinics are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on each date. Visit Varney Pharmacy for the flu shot clinic today. If you can't make it, one more is scheduled in November on Tuesday the 26th. Several dates are ahead in December as well. Flu shot clinics at Varney Pharmacy in Broken Bow, helping to keep everyone healthy.
Hi, this is Andrew Mason with Pearson Physical Therapy, where we believe you should always receive the personalized attention you deserve. We use a collaborative approach to work together so we can help you achieve your goals. From post-surgical rehab and sprains and strains to back pain, arthritis, sports injuries, and everything in between. Come talk to us at Pearson Physical Therapy in Broken Bow, 872-5800, or visit our website, pearsonpt.com.
At Echo Financial in Arnold, they believe that
Kennedy is the president-elect's new choice to lead the Justice Department after Matt Gaetz bowed out. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi.
Her and Trump have a good relationship, and she has a good relationship with a lot of senators on Capitol Hill.
A plus for Senate confirmation. Hard-hit Northern California and the Pacific Northwest are getting little relief from pounding rain, winds, and snow. Meteorologist David Parkinson.
A bomb cyclone situation with an atmospheric river component is bringing very heavy rain to the North Bay area of the San Francisco Bay Area and on north towards southern Oregon.
Bitcoin is flirting with the $100,000 mark today. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
The rise is pretty stunning considering at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, Bitcoin stood at just over 5,000.
Investors betting on a crypto-friendly Trump administration. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The Cleveland Browns beat Pittsburgh Thursday night 24-19 in the snow and wind. Temperature in the low 30s. Nick Chubb with 2 short touchdown runs, including the game winner with about a minute left. Pittsburgh had back-to-back touchdowns in the fourth for the lead, but got stopped on 4th and short twice earlier in the game. 5-star quarterback recruit Bryce Underwood committed to the University of Michigan, flipping from LSU. He's from Belleville, Michigan. In the American League MVP voting, it was unanimous for the Yankee slugger Aaron Judge. Finishing second was Kansas City's Bobby Witt Jr. It was unanimous in the NL tally as well. The MVP is Dodgers DH Shohei Ohtani. The Mets' Francisco Lindor finished second. The NBA late game went to Orlando, ending the Lakers' 6-game winning streak, 119-118. Franz Wagner with 37 points, 11 assists, and the game-winning 3-point try. Charlotte, in overtime, edged Detroit.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Mainly sunny skies today with daytime highs approaching 54. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lows level off around 24. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A blend of clouds and sun. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 54. A mix of clouds and sunshine and dry. Sunday and Monday, upper 40s. Sunday, upper 30s by Monday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Simple process, tough processor. That's the Vermeer BPX 9010 bale processor summed up in 4 words. But if you need the full story, how about the ability to accurately spread bedding up to 50 feet? Or create a consistent and tidy windrow of crop along your bunk line? With 10 different settings, you control the pace of your processing speed, material size, and more. Heck, even Goldilocks didn't get that many options. Stop out at Power Solutions to see why the Vermeer BPX 9010 bale processor is just right for you. 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2 or call 872-5522.
9:03, 26 degrees outside, mostly sunny. Winds are light and variable so far today. Very dry out there. I haven't heard about a red flag being put up today for burning, but we haven't got any rain since they had it up last time, so I can't imagine that it's any better out there, so let's be careful today. Fortunately, the winds didn't blow too much yesterday. So far today, it's been very, very nice. Looks like we have a real nice weekend in store for us weather-wise for this time of year in the month of November. We have a lot of things to tell you about. We told you earlier that we'll be talking about lots of different things, from jobs to Christmas gatherings and different things that you can take part in. So let's dive in this half hour, Brent, and let our listeners out there know what's going on in central Nebraska.
All right, we visited with Ryan Anderson of the Garden Center just a couple of days ago here on The Breakfast Show, talked about the fresh Christmas trees that are in for the holidays. The Garden Center has 4 sizes to choose from. They're full and beautiful, so make sure you stop in and check them out. Also, they offer porch pot classes if you want to come and make one to decorate your porch, or if you want to get a few of your friends together and have some fun. Either way, they can help you out. Also, check out their Prairie Patio Furniture. They have a sale going on through the 20th. Order it as a gift and have it for spring. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 10 to 2. It's the Garden Center in Broken Bow. Just turn south by the Tumbleweed Cafe. You can also find them on Facebook as well to keep up to date with everything happening at the Garden Center in Broken Bow.
Hey, good morning to Lola Chapin. Dropped us a note, said, such great information. Thanks. I'm sure she was talking about the Adams Land and Cattle interview that we just enjoyed doing. Thank you, Lola. You've always been a great supporter of KCNI, KBBN. We appreciate that. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership is looking for a family outreach case manager. And this job starts at $16.50 to $18.25 an hour, depending on qualifications. And they offer an excellent benefit package as well. You must have education and or experience and the desire to help people attain their goals. This individual, if hired, will be working with people to secure permanent housing, budget money, set goals, overcome crisis situations, and find the right resources. If you would like to apply, contact CNCAP Human Resources Department at 308-745-0780, extension 105. This position will remain open until filled. They are an equal opportunity employer, and you can find this job listing on Sandhills Express jobs page.
Do you struggle with your hearing and or worry about missing out on conversations with family and friends at gatherings? Well, if so, stop in to see Roxanne. She can help at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center, offering extended discounts for new and returning patients for just staying local. And here's the key. Pricing is available to fit all budgets. So don't let money be an issue to detract you from visiting the Nebraska Land Hearing Center to get your hearing checked. There's no need to travel outside the area anymore to get your hearing checked. They sell the top technology available in the world at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. So make an appointment today. Call 308-384-3852. That's 308-384-3852, the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. You'll find them in downtown Broken Bow, located in the Broken Bow Chamber building.
You know the holidays are nearing when you start talking about the Country Store, and it is open and packed full of handcrafted items again this season. Located at 817 South D Street, north side of the square next to Bruning Bank, you'll find new vendors and many of your old favorites showcasing their beautifully homemade items. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m., offering baked items on Thursday and Friday, but they encourage you to come in and order by Tuesday for bigger requests to get what you want. They have special deals on November 29th and 30th, Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. There'll be discounts beginning at 25% off and decreasing through the day, so get in early. There'll be gift certificate drawings hourly with purchases, and you must be present to win.
Well, listen, next week, everybody's going to be slaving in the kitchen, right? I mean, getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner and everything. So who wants to cook this weekend? Nobody.
No
I
one.
don't. So how about pizza? Pizza Hut, ready to go to work for you. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Now, if you're looking for a nice individual-size meal, try the Hut Box at Pizza Hut, starting at $6.99, personal pan or a melt with fries or wings. Make sure you sign up for Pizza Hut Rewards, too, through their website for extra deals and savings. And they're always looking for people to join their team at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. So stop in and pick up an application. Pizza Hut in Broken Bow, East Highway 2.
I don't want to do that.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay.
Well, I want to do that.
Okay.
I want to make a phone call.
All right. a phone call outside of the studio, or are you trying to buzz somebody on staff?
Outside.
Oh.
Do it again. I lost it. Here we go. It's very important I get this call through.
Okay.
It's important. It's very important.
Good morning, Edward Jones. This is Lindsay. May I help you?
Is this Lindsay with Edward Jones?
Yes, Dave, it is.
Good job, Lindsay. You knew who it was.
Well, I heard you guys talking on the radio that you were making a call, and then my phone rings.
There you go.
Well, I was just wanting to get my name in. Brett and I would like to come down after the remodel and, go over our...
We want to be your first visitors.
Yeah. We want to go over our simple plans and play a game of pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. You guys will have to teach me how to play, but we're going to have a huge court in the office now. And This is
Wow.
going to be fun.
Oh, man.
I knew it. It was on internet, and I wasn't honestly true. I wasn't sure it was true, Lindsay, but to know that we can come and play pickleball after the remodel, that's great.
Well, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
I know. I just thought I'd give you a
And
call.
the hot tub?
Yeah, the hot tub and the sauna. We'd like to take that in too. Is the wet bar still in the works?
I think we had to cut some costs there, and regulations didn't really like us serving alcohol, so we had to cut that out.
Well, can Brent bring a Mountain Dew with him, and I could bring a adult beverage.
Sure, just bring it in a cup, and then I don't know what's in it.
Okay, all right. So how's things going? You guys are in your homes, working out of your homes at this phone number, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
And so if I called and I would get, say, Connie, and I wanted to talk to Janet, she could transfer me to Janet to see what kind of adult beverage she might want if I come, right?
Yes, we have to make sure she's available to take the call, so it takes us a little minute to send messages back and forth, but then we transfer if she's not on the phone with somebody else.
Okay.
So, yep, and you could take her order and bring her a nice drink. I think we all could use one about now.
Okay. Well, anybody that's had a remodel knows that it does kind of disturb things, but it sounds like it's going pretty well. And I see a construction rig backed up to the door there, so it's underway.
Yeah, they're doing a great job making some good progress, so we're hoping to be back in sooner than we anticipated. So.
Okay. So if they want to do business with Edward Jones, they can still do it at 872-6849.
Yep, absolutely. And if they're Tim's clients, the best number to get a hold of Tim and Monica is 872-7013.
Let me write that down. 7013.
Yes, that's correct.
That's 872.
7013.
Oh, got it. I got it.
Is that area code 308?
Yeah.
Yes, Brent. That
Okay.
is.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Zip code 68822.
Yes, also correct.
Okay, and that's for Tim
and Monica.
Okay. I note that here so we can include that in our live reads.
Great, thank you.
Oh, you betcha. Would you make sure that when we come for the pickleball and the first, meeting about finances, that you have some grapefruit juice there? Because I gotta, and some ice.
You like grapefruit juice on the rocks, do you, Dave?
Well, I like to mix something with grapefruit juice.
Anything for you, Dave.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Take care. All right. That's how you do it. You just call that number, 872-6849. And for Tim or Monica, call 872-7013.
All right. You were talking about if it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Always.
So I came across this on the internet. I even took a a snapshot of this on my phone. I can show it to you right here. This is a picture of Sandra Bullock, the actress.
Yes.
This is what it says. You can verify this. This was Sandra Bullock now lives alone in Broken Bow. It's what it says right here.
No.
Right there. See?
Well, it says it right there.
It says right there. Sandra Bullock now lives alone in Broken Bow.
Does it say
If that's
where?
the case, no, it just says in Broken Bow.
Wow.
So if that's the case, Sandra, if you happen to be listening this morning, and an open invitation to come join us here on the Breakfast Show in Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Yeah, why not? Come on to the
Yeah,
show.
it says right here, Sandra Bullock now lives alone in Broken Bow. How exciting is that? Wow.
Well, we do have a history here. We had Dick Cavett on the air with us.
Yeah.
We also had, I don't remember the gal's name, but she was on Police Academy when she was back for One Box.
Oh, yes. I want to say Leslie Easterbrook.
I think you're right.
Is that the correct name?
I just remember what she looked like. I don't really remember
Yes,
her name.
but yeah, she was in, I think, all of the Police Academy
Yeah.
films.
Yeah, so now-
And a wonderful singing voice, too, I
Yes.
believe. Yeah.
So we could have Sandra in?
Yeah, right here. See? I took a picture of it. I saw it on the internet.
Well, if Sandra is listening, do you mind if we call you Sandy? You're welcome to come into the show.
Oh, man, yeah.
And we can ask you some questions about why you're here. And
what led you to Broken Bow?
Maybe she just wanted to get away from it all. Wow. We're having a heck of a time here. This is
Oh,
great.
man, it's on the internet.
Super duper.
Now living in Broken Bow, Nebraska, Sandra Bullock.
Wow. That's crazy, but it's wonderful.
Yep, I took a picture of it. It's on the internet.
It's real then.
Mm-hmm.
Our girls, our salespeople,
yes,
are going to see an artist I'm not sure they know that much about.
I know a lot about the artists that they're going to see in concert tonight. I got to admit, there's a part of me, I'm jealous.
Well, I
would love to go see him in concert.
I'm with you. I followed him a lot back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he was huge, and he was also the singer for Monday Night Football for many years.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah. I think he got in trouble, and he got fired from that job. That's just kind of the tradition of the Williamses.
Yeah. Family tradition. There you go. Hank Williams Jr. going to be in concert in Lincoln tonight, I believe.
Yep, and Tina and Christy are going to go down to the show. I'm anxious to hear what they have to say when they get back. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Hasn't played in Nebraska, I don't think, for a long, long time. So I hope the girls don't get thrown in jail and get in trouble down there.
I don't think you got to worry about that.
Well, if
I do hope they can find the key though to whatever vehicle they're taking,
or get down there and lose the key. Oh my
don't
gosh!
Do that.
Well, at least Christy has a daughter that lives down there. She could come and give them a place to sleep.
Yeah,
if they lose the key. Fortunately, I think Tina helped Christy find the key last time, so there's a chance that Tina will help Christy get through that.
Yeah. I'm glad Tina's going along.
Yeah, I am too. I don't know if Christy'd make it back. Farmers National. Jim and Kathy Eberly would like you to stop by to their open houses that are coming up this Saturday from 1 until 2:30 at these locations. They got two of them going on. At 652 Cherry Avenue here in Broken Bow. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with a very cute kitchen. It's hard for me to say cute, but I'm going to say it. A large living room with a fireplace, attached single-car garage, and that garage has a back alley access. You can move right in. It's ready to go. It's priced at $189,900. And I see a picture here. It looks like a nice little place. And then 802 Cherokee Lane in Broken Bow. It's a 3-bedroom with 1 bathroom. Living room has a nice large picture window. Kitchen is open to the dining space. Attached garage, underground sprinklers, and new shingles this year. And it's priced at $159,900. And Jim and Kathy will be there between 1 and 2:30 at those locations. You can just drop in and take a look. They'd love to have you by. Farmers National Company, Jim and Kathy Eberly.
All right. Hey, Sylvester's ready to have a lot of fun tonight. It's karaoke night. Thunder Karaoke back at Sylvester's tonight. Grab your friends, pull them up on stage. It's always a good time with Thunder Karaoke and your friends at Sylvester's. It'll be tonight starting at 9 o'clock. This Friday night, karaoke at Sylvester's in Broken Bow. And then, of course, tomorrow they invite you back to watch the Husker game there at Sylvester's. Gather your friends and head to Sly's for the Husker football game tomorrow as Nebraska takes on Wisconsin. Kickoff at 2:30 in the afternoon. They'll have their regular happy hours during the first and third quarters. It's all happening at Sylvester's, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Thank you, Brent. Cattlary Farms, ready to go for the holidays. Great place, 4 miles east of Loop City on Highway 92. They'll be having their open house weekend November 29th, Black Friday, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., Saturday, November 30th from 10 until 6, and Sunday, December 1st from 1 until 6 p.m. Their regular hours, they'll be closed on Monday and Tuesday, open Wednesday through Friday, noon to 6 p.m., on Saturdays 10 to 6, and Sunday 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. For farm fresh Christmas trees, wreaths, porch pots, and handmade gifts, be sure to come and see them this holiday season. Be listening for details of their Reindeer Day coming up Saturday, December 14th. Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be there with their reindeer. Admission only $3 with all kinds of fun for the kids. That's coming up again on December 14th. To check out what's going on, just check their website at Cattlary Farms. That's Katallary arifarms.com. And take a look at their Facebook page. They update it very often, so don't forget. Their barn is available for rent for your special occasions and get-togethers. Call them at 308-745-0938, 308-745-0938. The final day they'll be open will be Sunday, December 22nd, noon until 5. And they usually sell their Christmas trees at a pretty rapid pace. They have nice trees, but if you want to get the best selection, go sooner than later.
All right. Holidays, of course, upon us. Next week, Thanksgiving. Christmas will soon follow. You got New Year's not too far away. So maybe you're thinking about stocking up on refreshments for the holidays coming up. No better place to go for that, Dave, than the Whiskey Barrel.
That's the place. The good thing there is if you're, just getting maybe some bubbly for the holidays, and you really don't know for sure what you would like to put with your turkey or dinner and that sort of thing, they can help you with that. They have fine wines and champagnes and non-alcoholic drinks as well. And, of course, they can always take care of your good old six-pack needs. Pick up a six-pack, or even if you're getting more for company coming in, you can put it in the cooler, and if with purchase you get free ice. It'll be cold. If you get it out of their coolers, you can take it right home as well. They're just there to make sure you're happy when you walk out the door at the Whiskey Barrel, and they're open 7 days a week to make themselves very available to you. Great staff, and Stan would like you to stop in and just take a look around, pick something up for your holiday parties. And, of course, they have pretty strict rules there. They'll check your ID if you look like you're too young to make the purchase. They also ask that you don't drink and drive, and wait till you get to your location until you pop that top. And they are adamant about that. And, of course, with Stan, you're going to get some advice if you ask for it, or some thoughts. You might not like them. He's very honest.
Yeah, well,
he'll be honest with you. But it's a great place to shop. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Fun.
Another great place is Wild Rose Gallery here in Broken Bow, and they got some neat things coming up this weekend. The Wild Rose Gallery going to teach you how to make something small to give as a gift, use as a stocking stuffer, or hang on your tree. Come join them for their miniature painting class tomorrow, Saturday the 23rd from 9 to noon. Paint a masterpiece that fits in the palm of your hand. To register, call 872-2632. 872-2632, and then they invite you back the next day for their holiday open house, which will be on Sunday the 24th from 1 to 3. Escape the holiday crazies to a place of peace and calm, and while you're visiting, make sure you check out the other beautiful, inexpensive items they have that would make great gifts. It's happening at the Wild Rose Gallery in Broken Bow this weekend.
All right. Well, I'm so thrilled about this Sandra Bullock situation.
I know, right? It was on the internet.
Have you heard about it, Jack? She's in town. She's living here.
That's what it says.
In Broken Bow, Nebraska.
I say, can you buzz Jeremy? I know he's busy. I hate to buzz him, but just because what do you call that thing where you're looking at something on your phone, and then you take a picture of it? It's not a snapshot. What is that?
Yeah, Jeremy?
Yes.
Brent has a question for you.
Hey, Jeremy. Quick question for you, my friend, my buddy. When you're on your phone and you come across something and you like it's on a website or something, and you take a picture of it on your phone, what is the name of that? What do you call that?
A screenshot?
Screenshot. That's it. Thank you. I kept wanting to say snapshot. I'm like, that's not it.
We heard you say snapshot.
Okay.
It was,
yeah.
It was quite the giggle we had back here.
I can see your eyes rolling now.
Well,
yeah, screenshot's what you're looking
screenshot. Thank you.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Jeremy, have you talked to the girls about their trip? Or would you recommend they take an extra set of keys?
Oh, yeah. Spare set of keys. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And did you see on the internet where Sandra Bullock's living in Broken Bow?
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've got a screenshot of it. says right there on the internet.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're gonna invite her to be on the show.
Yeah, we got to have her on the breakfast show for sure.
Oh, Gary's here.
Hi, Gary Russell.
I talked to Sandra down.
Come on in.
Oh, come on, Gary. Listen to
Are
this,
you
Jeremy.
serious?
Yeah, she sends her love. But
Oh, sit right down here.
We got to find out more about this. Gary Russell's here. Grab that mic, swing it over just a little bit.
I didn't bargain for this.
That's what happens when you come in.
What's going on, dude?
Well, I was down at the grocery store and talked to Sandra, and she sends her love, but she's shy. She really doesn't want to come out to the show.
Well, I understand. That might be what drew her to this area to live in the first place.
Right. Nice, quiet lifestyle.
Yeah. See, there's my screenshot right there. It says
It's
right
true.
there, right?
Right.
Sandra Bullock. Oops. Wait. Sandra Bullock now lives alone in Broken Bow. It says right there.
All by
It was on the internet. I took a screenshot.
What do you think, Gary? What do you think maybe she's just fed up with show business and she won't come to the breakfast show, Jeremy. What do you think?
That could be.
What do you think, Gary?
I have no idea. You know, I don't hang out with very many movie stars anymore, so it just.
Well, like, what was she wearing? Was she like wearing sweatpants, or was she dressed up?
Oh, she looked good. I will say that she looked good. Designer sweatpants.
Well, hey,
there you go.
You can't beat those.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you reported this. We'll continue to try to track her down.
You're right. I'd get somebody on that right away.
Well, everybody's leaving today.
Yeah, we are kinda.
Maybe, Jack, would you want to see if you could track Sandra down for us? Thumbs up. He's ready to go. Thanks, Jeremy. Wow.
Thanks, Gary, for coming in. Thanks for the update.
Yeah.
Anytime. I'm always up for a little foolishness.
A lot of exciting stories this morning, no doubt about it.
Oh, man.
So this one goes out to Tina, mostly, because she's going to have to take care of Christy on this trip so she doesn't get lost and lose her keys. So this is Hank Williams Jr. for you ladies. Yeah.
Oh, Dave, just got a text message. A little bit more. This whole Sandra Bullock thing is starting to come together maybe a little bit.
Well, why wouldn't it be a hot topic?
Well, it might. We might have found the reason that she is relocated to Broken Bow.
Really?
I've received a text message from our friend Rex Myers.
Okay.
Sexy Rexy.
Yep.
He says, this is what it says, probably my fault about this Sandra situation. I sent an email for fun. If you can find me, I'm yours.
Oh, Rex.
That might be what inspired her to relocate.
And I'm guessing he signed it Sexy Rexy.
Probably.
Oh, did he send a current picture or when he graduated from O'Connell High School?
I don't know.
There's a lot of that goes on.
Oh, yes.
Catfishing.
Hey, they're getting ready for the 12th annual Backyard Barn Christmas Boutique at Zorb Farms. Join them for fun and food while finding wonderful gifts for Christmas. You'll find them 2 miles west of Litchfield. It's 2 days, coming up Saturday, November 30th, and then the following day, Sunday, December 1st. Both days, the event will go from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. There's no entrance fee to get in. Over 50 vendors will be there to see, along with raffles to raise money for the Homeward Trail Bible Camp. Free will donation cookies and coffee provided by the Impact Youth Group. You can check out the event, too, in more detail by checking out their Facebook page. It's the 12th annual Backyard Barn Christmas Boutique. It happens annually at Zorb Farms, located 2 miles west of Litchfield.
That is a big deal. That's huge. People come from everywhere. You don't want to miss that one. All right, back to some houses for sale. Ideal Realty, LLC. Beautiful home available in Callaway. And Marion Chesley takes care of that. Oh, wait, this is in Arnold on Walnut Street.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And this is a ranch style, over 6,700 square foot home, no basement. Has 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, a garage attached to it, and it's all ready to go. The living room is 23 by 25, master bedroom 14 by 15, the second bedroom 12 by 13. It's a new construction duplex. It's almost done, and it's a 2-bedroom, as I mentioned, and here's some details. The master bath has the walk-in shower. Main bath has acrylic shower unit and tub, and the yard is unplanted, but the plumbing is there for an underground watering system. And this is at 302 Walnut Street in Arnold, and it's priced at $285,000. Call Marion Chesley at 870-2220, 870-2220.
All right.
That's a nice-looking home.
Yeah. Hey, if you're looking for a place to kind of unwind this weekend, go out, have some fun, enjoy some great food. Tumbleweed's Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill is officially open. Head to the west side of the Tumbleweed 7 days a week from 5 to 10. Later on Broken Bow game nights, as we go through the sports season, nightly food specials, delicious sports bar food like cheese, cigars, wings, clubhouse flatbreads, burgers, Cracker Jack fries basket, and drinks await you. The Tumbleweeds Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill, now open from 5 to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. Of course, you've got Axe Kickers that is located there, too. You can enjoy that and then enjoy the delicious food and everything that happens at Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill. Also on the Tumbleweed side of things, don't forget they're open daily for dine-in 6 to 4. They do the Sunday buffet, of course, like always, extremely popular. Make sure you check out their Wake and Bake Nook, open every Monday through Friday till 6 p.m., where you can pick up those pre-made dishes and casseroles and go pop them in the oven. Monday through Friday, 6 to 11 in the morning, you'll find delicious breakfast items. And, of course, they do those express meals during the lunchtime as well. So check it out. Tumbleweed Cafe, now expanding out with Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill here in Broken Bow.
Do you think Sandra Bullock would want to go out for our Christmas party and throw some axes?
Absolutely. Let's extend the invitation.
I think she would look great throwing stars because she is a star.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Like what you did there.
Yeah, thanks.
Great. Good job. Hey, I know we've already went overtime here.
Yeah.
But
and poor Jack he's over there waiting for us.
Yeah, I know he is. But if I hope you'll allow me to just go back to yesterday for a second. I went to Pleasure Lanes in Broken Bow. For those of you who don't know, Broken Bow has a unified bowling team this year. If you're not familiar with unified bowling or unified sports, this is how it's described. When you look it up on the Nebraska School Activities Association website, it is an NSAA-sanctioned event. Unified Bowling is part of the Special Olympics Unified Sports Program, which is an inclusive activities program that combines an approximately equal number of Special Olympics individuals with intellectual disabilities and individuals without intellectual disabilities on teams for competition and inclusive activities fostering an environment of social inclusion. And yesterday, Broken Bow hosted Ogallala for a unified bowling duel. And I got there a little bit after it started, and my plan was to just go and maybe take a few pictures and then come back. I never left. I just soaked it all in. I can't even explain to you what a joy it was to watch that competition with the students that participated in it. There was a young man from Ogallala who was confined to a wheelchair. And so when he would get ready to bowl, they had this ramp, and his teammates would position the ramp and then put the ball on the top of it, and then he would push it off the ramp down the alley. And he got a strike.
All right.
And there was so much of that going on. The Broken Bow kids competing, they were bowling strikes, and every time, I think, when all the pins went down, there was just this big cheer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the amount of smiles that you took in yesterday, it warmed your heart. And so what a great event that took place yesterday. We wish the Broken Bow Unified Bowling team the best as they go through the rest of the season, and the best to all unified sports teams that exist across the state. This is it's a neat program.
What a great way to end the week and the show, Brent. More positive news.
Yeah.
And we're so glad that this takes place and the schools are supporting it and the people are supporting it. What a wonderful story.
Absolutely.
That's the show for today. We'll turn it over to Jack on KCNI, and we'll have a little more rock for you up to the top here on KBBN. And we invite you to stay tuned for that big ball game. That starts at 7, right, Brent?
Kickoff at 7 o'clock tonight at UNK. SEM and